There's someone in your life right now who controls how you feel without touching you. They don't yell. They don't threaten. They don't even need to say much. But somehow, every time you're around them, you leave feeling smaller, confused, doubting yourself. And the worst part? You can't explain it, because they never did anything obvious enough to call out. That's the game. And today, we break it. Here's the truth. Most people think influence means someone barking orders at them. A boss screaming, a partner threatening, something loud and obvious. But the most dangerous kind of influence is the quiet kind. It's the person who makes you feel guilty for having needs. It's the friend who jokes about your dreams, just enough to plant a seed of doubt. It's the family member who has perfected the sigh, the look, the strategic silence. They never grab the wheel. They just move the steering wheel a little every day until you're heading somewhere you never chose. Most people never see this because it doesn't look like control. It looks like concern. It looks like love. It looks like honesty. That's why it works. And that's why most people spend years, sometimes their entire lives, trapped inside someone else's idea of who they should be. But here's what they don't tell you. You don't need a blowout fight to break free. You don't need a dramatic confrontation. No ultimatums, no speeches. You just need to understand how influence actually operates. And then, quietly, surgically, dismantle it. That's exactly what we're doing today. If you've been through this, you know the feeling. You finally work up the courage to say something, to push back, to tell them what they're doing. And what happens? They flip it. Suddenly you're the problem. You're overreacting. You're too sensitive. You're reading into things. And somehow, you end up apologizing. This is what dark psychology calls DARVO. Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. They deny what they did, attack your credibility, and reframe themselves as the real victim. Confrontation, when used against a skilled manipulator, gives them ammunition. It gives them a scene, and scenes are their home turf. They've been practicing this their whole lives. Fighting on their terms means you're already losing before you open your mouth. So the answer isn't louder. The answer is quieter. Comment below right now. Have you ever tried to confront someone like this and ended up apologizing for their behavior? Drop a yes in the comments, because I want to see how many of us this has happened to. Here's how you actually do it. No drama, no confrontation, just precision. Move 1. Stop explaining yourself. The moment you explain, justify, or defend your choices to someone who doesn't respect your autonomy, you've already given them power. Explanation is an invitation. It says, I need your approval to feel okay about this decision. And a manipulator will use that opening every single time. So you stop. Not aggressively, not with attitude. You just stop. I've thought about it, and this is what I'm doing. Full stop. No backstory, no reasons, no apology at the end, short sentences, no cracks for them to slip into. They won't admit it, but nothing destabilizes a controlling person faster than someone who simply doesn't need their opinion. Move 2. Learn the gray rock method. This is one of the most powerful psychological tools ever developed, and almost nobody talks about it. Gray rock means you become boring. When someone is feeding off your emotional reactions, your anxiety, your guilt, your anger, you cut the food supply. You give them nothing to work with. Short answers, flat tone, no emotional peaks. How are you? Fine. Did that bother you? Not really. They're used to pulling reactions from you like a puppeteer pulling strings. When you become a gray rock, the strings go limp. They'll try harder at first. They'll escalate, poke, push buttons they know work. Hold the line. The silence drives them insane. But it costs you nothing. 3. Control what information you give them. Here's the truth. Information is currency. Every time you tell a manipulator about your fears, your plans, your vulnerabilities, you're handing them tools to use against you later. They ask about your relationship, not because they care, but because they're cataloging. They ask about your job, your finances, your family. Same reason. Strategic people are strategic with their intel. You share what you choose to share, nothing more. If you've been through this, you know the feeling of watching someone use something deeply personal against you in an argument, something you told them in a moment of trust. That stops now. You don't have to lie. You just have to be selective. I'd rather not talk about it. That's personal. I'll let you know when there's something to share. Simple, clean, unbreakable. Move 4. Interrupt their rhythm with unpredictability. Influence is built on patterns. They know what you'll do when they guilt trip you. They know how you'll react when they go cold. They've mapped you. Most people never see this. But manipulators are students. They study your behavior the way a chess player studies the board. The moment you become unpredictable, the map is useless. Don't react when they expect you to react. Don't disappear when they expect you to chase. Respond warmly when they expect ice. Go quiet when they expect a fight. You're not playing games. You're simply refusing to be a predictable machine they can operate with a button. This alone makes people lose their grip fast. Move 5. Build a life they have no piece of. This is the one that changes everything. Most people who are under someone's influence are also isolated from other sources of connection, confidence, and identity. The influence works because it fills a vacuum. So you fill it yourself. New friendships, new projects, new routines they know nothing about. You create a version of your life that has nothing to do with them. When your entire sense of self is no longer tied to their validation, their words stop landing. They'll say something designed to cut you deep, and you'll feel nothing. Because you've built walls they can't see, can't touch, and can't tear down. That is real freedom. Here's what nobody tells you about breaking someone's influence. The hardest part isn't the tactics. The hardest part is the moment you realize that part of you wanted their approval. That's not weakness, that's human. We are wired for connection, wired to want to be seen, understood, valued, especially by people we care about. A manipulator finds that wiring and plugs straight into it. Breaking free means something deeper than gray rock and information control. It means grieving the person you thought they were. It means accepting that some people in your life are not safe to be open with. It means choosing yourself, not in a dramatic, self-righteous way, just quietly, consistently, every single day. They won't admit it, but the most terrifying thing to a controlling person is someone who has quietly decided they no longer need their approval. Not someone who screams it, not someone who announces it, just someone who lives it. Because you can't fight a feeling. You can't manipulate indifference. You can't control someone who has stopped needing you to validate their existence. That person is free, and that person can be you. Machiavelli wrote that the wise man does at once what the fool does finally. The fool waits, hopes the person will change, keeps explaining, keeps shrinking, keeps apologizing for existing. The wise person sees the pattern and changes the only thing they actually control, themselves. So here's the question I want to leave you with. The one that should stay with you long after this video ends. If you stopped needing their approval tomorrow, would anything they say still have power over you? Think about that, because the answer to that question tells you exactly how free you actually are right now, and exactly how free you could be.